you, Chirag. Sorry for the technical fault. Hopefully the video will run. Well, I will be showing simple cases where the simple step going wrong, complication related to PVD induction in an attached retina and a detached retina, and ILM peeling in macular hole with RD. This is a case, first case where the full thickness macular hole it is running. We are inducing the PVD. It's coming off nicely. Now, going to the periphery, checking the periphery and doing the dissection, which is dissection. As we come to the periphery in the inferior part, we see an iatrogenic break has happened. Over here, you can see the HST, and gradually the detachment has started. So, when we saw the detachment, obviously in a macular hole case, we don't do such a rigorous base dissection. But as there's a HST with the inferior RD, we decided to do an proper base dissection. And then after doing the ILM peeling, the rest of the procedure was the same, but as this was an inferior detachment with break in the inferior part, we decided to put oil. And in fact, the next post-op day looked pretty well. Now the question comes where the step went wrong. Now, just to recapitulate the basics, we showed one, which should be the right step. We should make an hole when inducing the posterior hyaloid membrane. We should make an hole, remove the liquid, go inside, so it removes the negative pressure, build up posterior to the posterior hyaloid membrane, and we should always remember to pull it anteriorly, not tangentially, as shown in this diagram. So, you want to add some point, like what else we should look after, like we should keep in mind while inducing in PVD in a macular hole, so prevent an iatrogenic break in the periphery.
I would say again, one more thing is pre-operative thorough examination would have been important. This can be PVD induced break, or this can be pre-existing break, remain at periphery. It was like innocuous, and while inducing PVD, now it is open up. That can be another possibility, and I assume that is the possibility I am talking about, and I assume here that you have examined and there was no break before, that's why we decided to have this thing. But yes, PVD induction obviously should not be taken as lightly. Particularly young patients, when they are dealing with PVD, posterior hyaloid is very, very firmly addressed. And as rightly mentioned, when you induce at a disc, your direction should be parallel to the retina. When you go, your probe is moving. Don't directly pull up, because those vector forces, when you look at it, if you directly pull up, it will eventually end up in a tearing. This is direct pulling is like mechanism what you have post PVD horseshoe tears, the way they develop. But if you go along the retina, very, very unlikely you will induce, create a break. That's the one part. Second part is another clue here. Because with the wide angle system, we see more.
And in this case, putting silicon oil on it, choice of tamponade, would you have put silicon oil, or you have preferred air as usually planned?
Probably I would have done gas alone, because it is a fresh break. Most of the other retina is attached, and the silicon oil give extended duration, except
there's a young adult with a myopic patient having RD. Now inducing the PVD, the central part came off nicely, and in the periphery we were really having problem to shave off the vitreous. It was quite adherent, as we see in a young myopic patient. Sometimes as we can see, we are pulling the peripheral vitreous, trying to be as parallel to the retina to avoid traction to the vitreous base. But in spite of that, we have created some iatrogenic break, cleaned it, and then the retina was settled. But dissecting the peripheral vitreous, we had induced some iatrogenic break. Now, the difference from the first case, here we have less space to manipulate the posterior hyaloid membrane because there's a detachment, and what we need to do is to either drain the retina, have some space, and then deal with the peripheral part, or splint the retina with a PFCL so that retina is supported and we get some space to pull up the posterior hyaloid membrane. This is this case has been done based on that principle. Here, the PVD was induced, but there was a membrane in the posterior part. What we did is to create some space, we drained the fluid, got the proper attachment of the membrane. Obviously, while pulling the membrane, again the detachment started, but initially to start with, definitely it was a better situation than this. And gradually, we got hold of this membrane, and the membrane was dissected. Obviously, the other choice would have been put PFCL and pull up the membrane. And this was the post-operative picture. Now, coming to the last case, this was a simple fresh RD. It was a bullous, superior part was a bullous RD, and while doing an vitrectomy, we realized that this has a full thickness macular hole. So it was an incidental finding of the macular hole in a case of RD. So I asked sir, like, what you would have done, like, you have drained the fluid and do the ILM peeling under here, or put PFCL and do the. What should be the?
No, I think either way it's again comfort, whether PFCL. AR is sometimes difficult because we'll have a lot of reflexes.
No, I'm saying that obviously settling the retina,
yeah,
as it's been done in this case, and then staining under here, and then switch on the fluid, yes, and do the ILM peeling under fluid, yes, instead of putting PFCL and doing the ILM peeling.
I always do under the fluid, but basically the only precaution, I mean here, because you have a disc as a fixed point, because you need a counter traction. So most of the time your movement is you peel the membrane, ILM, you hold somewhere in papillomacular bundle or this side, and then go towards temporal periphery. That becomes much easier to hold, because if you try
to... I'm peeling, but the retina obviously it's coming.
You know, it will come up, but what happens, but you have an anchor at one place, membrane comes up. If you start on a temporal side and try to peel it up, the whole retina starts lifting up, you do not have counter pressure, counter traction. So then it's become whole thing bunch up all these things. Instead of that, you try on a nasal side of the macular hole and going towards temporally, because it is anchored at the disc, membrane comes up.
So that's it. That's a post-operative picture. Well, to conclude, obviously we should remember the basics. It should be the posterior hyaloid membrane should be lifted anteriorly, not tangentially. And we should peel parallel to the RD. And in case of ILM peeling or RD, we should give a tamponer, either drain the fluid or put a PFCL before peeling the membrane. Thank you.
That was wonderful presentation.